Alright guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to use Excel to create a graph and a table for the puzzle cube. What I want you to do is enter in your participant name, their relationship, how old they are, and the time it took them to solve your puzzle. That is actually from the test and redesign step. So if you look at that PDF for test and redesign, you collected all this data already. So you first want to open up Excel. To find Excel, just do a search here and open up Excel. When you open up Excel, you want to do a blank workbook. You want to start entering in your data, so student name, actually participant's name, oh gosh, there we go. In order to increase the size of this column, you can just double click right on this right there between the columns and it'll make it the appropriate size. You want relationship, I'm going to pause the recording here and fill in the rest so it doesn't take up as much time. So I've already entered in much of the data. One thing I want to mention is the time to solve is in minutes. So a lot of you guys got like 2 minutes and 30 seconds. You can't put 2 minutes and 30 seconds in here. You need to convert that. So you would take 30 divided by 60 and that would give you 2.5, right? If it took 3 minutes and 30 seconds, that'd be 3.5 minutes. If you had 3 minutes 10 seconds, you would need to take that 10 seconds divided by 60 and then put that in here. Once you have your data in, you want to put your border in. So highlight your whole area here and then this tab up here, borders, you want to do all borders. There's a bunch of different options. You don't typically use those. But all borders is the one I like. There's a lot of different fancy things you can do for formatting. You can fill in a color like I did, things of that nature. Normally I make these titles at least bold on here. And if you wanted to wrap the text like I did, you'd want to go to Format Cell and then do Wrap Text. And then you could go like this and it'll wrap the text around. Once again, you got to double click here. It'll wrap it around like that. If you want everything centered, you can use that button. You can use this one to center them that way. So there's a lot of different things you can do with the formatting to make this look really nice. So you want to have this table in your report, and then the most important thing is to create a graph of this. By hand, you guys done this probably 100 times over the years, and it's given a lot of people problems. Using Excel is very easy to do this once you get the steps down. So you want to insert a table, and I would go with this one, a scatter plot. Now what you want to do is format this, do a right click, select your data. You want to add a series of data. Doesn't really need a name. Your X values. I told you on the problem that I wanted the X value, your X axis, to be time in this case. Make sure you put the equal sign there. And then for your Y axis, Y values, I said put the participant's age. It is that easy. And notice it graphed it for you. Down here, you've got minutes. Along here, you've got the age of your participants. Look at how much faster that is than doing by hand. You want to change your chart title. Probably want to have like age versus time to solve. You want to add in a bunch of data here. So under your design, quick layout's pretty fast. Let's see which one of these looks the best. These computers are incredibly slow. Let's just go with that one's the one to go with. Good, it worked out. So down here, you want to label that this axis is time. Make sure that you put that it is in minutes. you always put that on there. This one, it's a little trickier. This you want to be participant age. Years. This here, don't necessarily need it. If you have multiple things that you're graphing on this table, you would have different series. You don't need to label this one because there is only one. You guys are going to have more data than I put here. I wanted you to have at least 10 people. And then I asked for you to put a trend line in, find the equation of the line. In this case, it's probably not going to make any sense. If you guys see a relationship between the two, let me know. But I don't think there's going to be much of a relationship. So that added a trend line. Then you right-click on it, format trend line. So a lot of the moves I'm doing right now are right-clicks. One second. Now, you notice me struggling there for a second. Excel changes every year. So in the past, you did a right click, a box came up right here to format the trend line. This version, it comes up here on the right. So you need to be mindful of that when you use Excel in the future at home or in another class, a different laptop. It's always going to be a different version. Things are going to change around a bit for you. In the end, the options are pretty similar. It's just mainly the layout. And over the years, they've gotten much more pictures, much more visual than it used to be, which is really nice. So display equation on chart. But you could see with this, there's just no, this equation's not going to work out. So this equation tells you a relationship between y, which is the person's age, and then x is time to solve. But in this case, this isn't going to work. So it'd be cool if you could plug in somebody's age and then you tell them, hey, I bet you it's going to take you this many minutes to solve it. But our data just doesn't point to this being a good representation at all. If you have any questions, let me know. But the one thing I see you guys getting stuck on is you had recorded the time in minutes and in seconds. You can't have it that way. You have to have it strictly in minutes over here. So for instance, if you had 3 minutes and 10 seconds, that comes out to about 3.16 repeating. So I just did 3.17. Let me know if you have any questions. Hopefully this helps you out.